Hi, boys and girls. I would like to talk to you today about our main topic and key detail test. So I just want to go over your answers with you and let you grade yourself. So we'll be in our Unit 4 ELA notebook, our yellow notebook, and we will first be looking at page 25. So go ahead and get that open now. Now, almost everyone got the main topic. What's really cool is the title basically tells you the main topic, how frogs grow. And then you'll notice that the word, and I saw some of you highlight all the times you saw the word frog, um, all the times you saw the word, let's see, grows was in there a few times. Grow, I saw that quite a few times. Grown. Okay, so those were some clues that this was about frogs and how frogs grow. So for your main topic, if you put this text is mostly about frogs, then you would give yourself a 3 for the main topic, which means you did exactly what you were supposed to. This means that you did first grade level work, right? You were able to figure out the main topic was frogs. If you said something a little more specific, like you said this text is mostly about how frogs grow, or how frogs grow up, or if you said this text is mostly about a frog's life, or if you said the life cycle of a frog. These ones here would be a 4. Because not only did you know it was about frogs, but you knew that the whole thing was about how frogs grow. Not just what they eat or what they look like, it's about how they grow. So if you said it was about frogs, that would be a 3, which is exactly what you want. If you said the life cycle, or you said the words frogs and grow, then you would get genius points and you would give yourself a 4. Both of those scores are good. If you didn't have anything about frogs, then it would be a 2 or a 1. If you left this blank, it would be a 1. If you weren't sure what the text was mostly about, that would be a 1. If you accidentally put a detail up here, like maybe you said it's about what a frog, it's about frogs, their flat tail. If you said something like that, that's a detail. The whole thing's not about that, so that would be a 2. Okay, so I want you to give yourself a score. Remember, 1 means you didn't answer it because you didn't know what it was mostly about. A 2 is maybe you accidentally gave me a detail and you didn't tell me what the text was mostly about. A 3, you might have said this was about frogs. And then a 4, you said it a little more specifically, like you used the words life cycle of a frog, or how frogs grow, or frog's life. Okay? Now, this was the hardest part, the key details. Here's what I'm going to tell you, because this is what I saw the most. A lot of you picked out details. Okay, so if this is about how frogs grow, you picked a detail about maybe frogs lay eggs in water. There's a detail. Then maybe you picked a detail from the beginning, the middle, and the end. So maybe you picked one. So first they lay eggs in water. Then maybe you said it has its long flat tail gets shorter. That's a detail that you could find in the text. And then maybe you picked one from the end that it looks just like its parents. Those are 3 details from the text. I could almost just copy it down. I could look right here and copy it down right here. What I saw some of my friends do. So if you, whatever you wrote, if you can find those things in the text and you wrote 3 of them, then this part, your key details, would be a 3. If you came up with 3 facts from the text, that's a 3. If you came up with less than 3 facts from the text, like 1 or 2 facts from the text, then that would be a 2. So you would give yourself a 2. If you didn't come up with anything, that would be a 1. Now I'm going to talk to you a little more about a 2. A 2, I noticed that some of my friends said things like, one thing I learned was what a frog looks like. Which you probably did learn that. But what is the fact you're telling me? You have to actually tell me what it is that you learned, what fact it was. So instead of just saying what a frog looks like, you should have said it starts. Maybe you said it looks more like a fish when it's a baby, when it's a tadpole. So, or you say that that would be a detail. So instead of saying, I learned what a frog looks like, actually tell me what it looks like when it's a tadpole. So one thing I learned was a frog looks more like a fish when it's a tadpole. Okay, so it's a little more specific. What it looks like, you're not actually telling me what it looks like. So that's not a fact. This would be a 2 if you said what a frog looks like. This would be a 3 if you actually tell me, if you describe the frog to me. Looks like a fish when it's a tadpole. Another thing I noticed was some of you might have said, one thing I learned was the frog's life cycle. Okay, that's more of a main topic. On the key details, I want you to tell me what about its life cycle. So the frog's life cycle, that would be a 2. I learned the frog's life cycle. If you wanted to get the 3, you would say the life cycle of a frog is, so you could say life cycle. And you don't even have, you can use some pictures too. Life cycle, and then you would name it. Eggs, tadpole. Froglet. And then frog. So instead of just saying a big idea, life cycle, what about the life cycle? Those key details are things that you should be taking directly from this text. Main topic, or what it's mostly about, gives me the big idea. These ones give me very specific details, very specific facts that you can get from the text. So those were the biggest things that I saw. So go through, read what you wrote, and decide. Did you get a 2 because maybe you gave me what it looks like, or you gave me life cycle, or you gave me some generic things, or maybe you didn't tell me anything from the actual text? Those would be 2s. A 3 is 3 specific facts from the text. Okay, we'll keep working on this, and if you have any questions, you let me know, but keep practicing on your own informational reading too, picking out key details, actual facts from the text.